of cycle update. God only knows what crypto will rub you. 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 I've not done one of these in a very long time. The reason I've not done one of these in a very long time is because I've not felt inclined. That rhymes. The thing is, I'm doing it because I'm hopeful, and perhaps naively so. I'm hopeful that you now are seeing when I say outlaw, mud show, rookie, rudimentary, don't know what they're doing, kids in a candy store, have no concept of how to do this. And you wouldn't know this unless you follow email like you should, by the way. But I'm going to do this just because there's people that won't know. They won't know, and they should know, because there's all these squawks about can't claim and it's been down for months and this, that. Look, this is simple, okay? Months ago, okay, January, February, I forget which one, but months ago, the BlockDAG team sent you an email after they had promoted that they were on Weebot, sent you an email saying, beware scams, we're not on Weebot, Remember that? And Leicester, CryptoTalk.fm, repeatedly tried to tell you that Weebot was legit and told you to ignore them and told you to do what you got to do, but stop listening to liars. I said that repeatedly. Nobody listened. A couple people did, but most of you did not listen. You didn't listen. You believed pathological liars. That's what you did. You believed them despite the fact of a pattern of lies. You believed them. Despite my every effort to get you to stop, you believed them. Fast forward. Now, they just sent an email earlier today. This email says, and I'm going to summarize it because the rest is bullshit, but it's in summary, it says, the only valid RPC is rpc.bdagscan.com. Any other RPC could be making your transactions, could be causing failed claims, could be doing that stuff. Stay safe. Only use this one. The problem with that statement, rpc.bdagscan.com was the original one. Okay. Then it kept going down. Every time you turned around, it went down. The CEO himself on an AMA connected to rpc.blockdag.engineering. He also had connected to rpc.dagtech.network. DagTech was where Dowie, remember he was on the show a couple times. Dowie was leading DagTech and he had set up his own RPC. They later announced that Dowie was going to be the CTO of BlockDAG. By the way, they have not removed Jeremy Harkness from the site, despite the fact Jeremy himself said he is no longer associated with the project. Allegedly, I read this somewhere, allegedly, somebody had invited Nick and Jeremy to some free land or some forum out there. I don't know what the fuck it is, but apparently Jeremy's there somewhere and he's allegedly selling miners. I don't know if any of this is true. This is what I was told. And that Nick was part of the invite. The consensus attacked those people. They're now squawking and saying they think it was a false flag op from the consensus, that all the stuff pretending like they were against the BlockDAG team was fake. Now they're speculating that crap on Reddit. The consensus came by and said, well, it's covert ops. We're not going to expose our tactics. You need to come to Telescam and we're all over there. Whatever. The point is, this fucking CEO, he went on the show and he connected to RPC. He connected to rpc.dagtech.network. Later, he was pointing people to staking.blockdag.engineering, and he encouraged people to use rpc.blockdag.engineering. Not 3 weeks ago, he was saying community people are setting up RPCs. This is a great way for you to get multiple RPCs. You can connect to ones that this one's down. You connect to this one. He was encouraging people to go to that one. Then he was selling for like 3 AMAs, the Super Explorer and all this rework of the docs. BlockDAG.works, docs.blockdag.works, explorer.blockdag.works. Remember, he was pointing you and talking about the AI. The AI is removed from the site. There's no mention of it, hide nor hair. He didn't have to talk about it on the recent AMA anymore. It's still active, but it's being flagged by Chrome. But he didn't have to talk about that. It's removed from the fucking site. Today's AMA, he didn't even talk about this so-called Super Explorer at all. He was talking about the old Explorer, the BDAG scan one. You know, the one that looks ghetto. He was talking about that one now, and he backed up what the email said. Yep, this is the only way you should use. Despite the fact that the Super Explorer, the very same Super Explorer, he showed on the AMA and said, this is where we're going. Look at the cool stuff we're creating. You can now connect to rpc.blockdag.works. Dude, you promote this shit on the AMA as this is what you should do, and then you send an email telling people that it's a scam and telling people that you could have your transactions stolen and telling people it's the reason for failed claims. So you're blaming them, those AI built tools, not your legacy one that looks like crap. So are we suggesting that when Turner was there and his team was there and Jeremy was there and they were building something from scratch, that you actually have more confidence in what they were building over these new AI tools that you rushed to instead of supporting what was already there? Are we suggesting that you never should have run away from the Turner and the Jeremy build in the first place? Are we suggesting that all the shit you were showing people with all the flashy AI built tools was the wrong answer all along? Do you understand how that fucks up sentiment and it exposes you as a dumbass because you don't understand how to do this, which is what I've been saying to be the truth this whole time? Because you don't sit there promoting all this shit and then turn around and tell people that what you just promoted is fraudulent, scammy, whatever the fuck, because that's going to make you look shady as fuck. And it's even worse because CoinMarketCap claimed that they were phishing sites. You don't understand how to do this shit, dude. You don't get it. That's the reason it cannot succeed. You don't get it. I want people to understand. Scammers, real scammers, are not this fucking stupid, people. Real scammers are brilliant people. They're not this fucking dumb. Do you understand? Go down the Brian fucking Saylor, one of the biggest of them all. He was able to do multi-millions out of fucking people. The Tate brothers, who just got arrested, but look how long they went without getting arrested. Real fucking scammers are not this fucking stupid. Do you understand why I say I didn't see scam? I see dumbassery. Dumbasses. They're dumbasses. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Think about it. They're steering you away from another tool because they say that's going to rip you off. These tools that are arguably better performant, look better, cleaner, they're going to rip you off. But the ghetto one, which actually was the one that was led by a Turner and Jeremy, is not the one that's going to rip you off, despite the fact it's not up to speed. You can go to that same Super Explorer that they dumped and look at the node status. The node status is a weak, stale data. Do you understand? Scammers, real scammers, are not this fucking stupid, people. Do you understand? They're not this fucking stupid. Not real ones, okay? They're not. You're dealing with children. They're children. They're kids. That's an insult. Kids could do a better job than this shit. I hope you understand, man. It's too easy. It's too easy. I've never seen such gross even fucking Manny the rug puller wasn't this damn stupid. And that was an idiot. And he wasn't this damn stupid because he was at least smart enough to hide tracks for the longest time. At least they got a fucking chain out that was in the mainstream and got on exchanges. Do whatever you're going to do. Okay. There's nothing I can do to help people that aren't paying attention to the blatant obviousness in front of them. These are inept people. They don't know what they're doing and they're just trying shit because they already got your money off it. And as I close, by the way, people did the analysis. They've already verified the most that could have been built from the pre-sale is about 200 million. The number I gave you. I told you there's no way they made over 400 million in the pre-sale. It's not possible. People have traced it. 200 million is roughly the close number. If we accept that, that means they probably spent about half of that. and they got the rest left over. And they're wasting it on bullshit because they got dumbasses. But let go of the 400 million. Let go. Let it go. There was no 400 million. It's a lie. Another lie.